This is another segment of Simple Food in a Simple Kitchen. And this is our simple kitchen, and we're going to make simple food tonight. So this is called
Goblin Goodfranks.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting name. So I've had this ever since I was a kid. My mom used to make this for us, and we loved it. And so hopefully you guys will like it too. It's very simple, hardly any ingredients at all. My kids have had it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
There's like things that change, but you know.
Okay, honesty hurts sometimes, I guess. They ate it.
Okay.
They ate it. I know my boys loved it.
I just didn't like the corn tortillas.
See, and I like those.
Personal preference.
I like when they're nice and crunchy. That's what I like. Okay, so.
But you can always switch it out with flour tortillas.
You could, but it's going to taste a lot different. But you could. So what we have is, as we already mentioned, we have our corn tortillas. And basically we use the white tortillas, not the yellow. You could use yellow, I'm sure. But we've always, ever since I was a kid, we've always used the white.
You could use flour.
Or you can use flour probably, but we never did. But you probably could. You can make it however you want. We have a can of chili. You can make your own chili if you want.
Yeah. This is the 40 ounce also.
But we are lazy. And this is a simple meal. Simple hint. And so that's why we don't make our own chili. You have hot dogs, pack of hot dogs. And we might need more. I can't remember how many hot dogs we use on that. And then
Family says a sharp cheddar cheese.
your cheddar cheese is what we have. So simple. So you only have 4 ingredients in this recipe, but it tastes amazing. Okay? You want to get out your 9x13 pan. And some people don't know what a 9x13 pan is. Don't look at my pan. It's old. So a 9x13 is the large rectangle pan. And you can use either metal or glass.
The one that says 9x13.
Well, sometimes people can't read it, you know, because it's, the metal ones are hard to read. So, yeah. And then just a bowl. You can see we are in a simple kitchen, and I don't have the gorgeous, lovely dishes.
She had children, so I mean that's...
I had and still have children.
Yeah.
So we don't get the fancy stuff because they break things. So yeah. So first thing we're going to do is you want to warm up your tortillas. Okay. I don't know. You can count with me, or we'll count afterwards on how many we use. We use enough to fill up the pan. Is what we do.
For this, we got fancy, and we have a tortilla warmer.
Yeah, if you do not have a tortilla warmer, you can just wrap it in paper towels and do it that way. Or in the past, I have done it just by itself. You just don't warm them up that much. So we're going to put some of that in. We're just going to warm it up for, see, I just don't know. I just play it by ear. I would say like 2 minutes is what we're going to do. Because you just want to warm them. If you do not warm them, you don't have to. But if you do not warm them, what I have found is that when you roll it, because we're going to be rolling them, and they crack. And so if they're warm, they're less likely to crack.
It's sort of like pigs in a blanket with tortillas.
Yeah. You guys know what pigs in a blanket is, don't you? Everybody should know what pigs in a blanket. Okay?
Do that if you want to.
That could. We get fancy on that one.
Same motion.
Okay, so go ahead and take a spray, your cooking spray, or oil or whatever, and grease your pan.
I recommend not using butter because it burns a little.
Yeah, don't use butter. Go do it over she's going to do it over the sink so it doesn't get all over the place.
She's fancy.
Tonight I'm being fancy. And I'm being clean. Okay, in the meantime, we're going to open up our hot dogs. Is what we're going to do.
Make sure you get the sides when you do spray.
Okay. Then we're going to open up our chili. And always clean the top of your can because you don't know if rat droppings have been on there or not. So just make sure, clean it.
I assume that you already did.
Yes. And then you can have the fancy little can opener.
We always destroy our can openers within like days. So
We do. Well, I've learned in the past, if you can hear me, I have learned that you do not use the same can opener for a number 10 can versus your smaller cans because it will destroy it and it will destroy fast.
a little fun fact for you there.
So yeah, so if it's good to have 2 can openers, one for the 10 and one for the smaller ones. We decided to get this one just because we can
It's
destroy
fancy.
it. Our can opener is really easy. Okay. And this one too is the kind that does not cut you. It keeps or gives you the clean edge. Is what it does.
Now, mind you, when you do microwave your tortillas, especially if it is in a warmer, watch out for steam
Oh yeah,
because it does burn.
steam will burn. Okay, so go ahead and put your chili in your bowl, and we're gonna microwave that. You can also use the stove if you want and heat it up.
Just some heat source. That's legal.
Same for the tortillas. If you don't want or you don't have a microwave and you don't want to use one, if you do have one, go ahead and you can heat it up in the oven. Just like I said, don't heat it up a lot. We're not cooking them. We're just warming them. Okay? Ooh, this works really nice. We just got this tortilla warmer. It's hot. See the steam? It's hot. So, oh, okay. What? Oh, they'll cool off. Put that away. Okay, so all we're gonna do is just wrap them up. Wrap the hot dog with the tortilla. Okay? So you're just wrapping, simple, and sticking them in your pan. Okay, Irish is gonna help me on this so we can get going quicker. That's hot. Just remember, hot, hot, hot. That's hot.
They're stuck together.
Because they're hot. And when you put them in the pan, make sure seam side is down. Otherwise, they'll come unwrapped. And this is another reason we want to warm them up because one, they're more pliable, and they will not come unrolled. As like I
Gosh
said,
darn.
it's hot. We're gonna need to warm up some more, but I don't think for 2 minutes. So you might want to do it less. Try a minute and see if that works or not.
Excuse me.
What'd you do?
Taking my tortillas.
Okay, we're gonna need the other hot dog.
Just one hot dog?
The other, who's the face? Package. Okay, so, and yes, I did wipe my nose with, I don't have a cold or nothing, but I did wipe my nose because it itches with my arm, but it's our food.
I don't
Our
care.
food.
Anyways, so that is 8 hot dogs wrapped up in the pan.
So, get 2 packages if you're using a 9x13. You can use a smaller, an 8x8, and that will probably fit. But we're not, we're making big. Because even though there's just the 2 of us, you
Freeze
can
'em.
use it for dinners over and over. I am one that I don't mind having other foods besides the breakfast foods for breakfast. So I'm willing to have stuff like this for breakfast. You have your lunches. Leftovers is always good, especially with this. Or you can freeze them. But leftovers is always good. Yeah, I love leftovers when it comes to Goblin Goodfranks.
Food you actually like.
Or any kind of food, really.
She doesn't like peanut butter jelly, so.
Oh, I don't care too much. No, because I had it growing up.
So did I. And I had the like really nasty, healthy peanut butter that they just ground up peanuts and I hated it.
They were good.
They were nasty.
It was good peanut butter,
It was
but it didn't have a whole lot of oil because it was pure peanut butter made out of peanuts and nothing else that you get at the store. You know, the kind that put the peanuts in and they just grind up. They have the grinder there. Okay, so we need more I was going to say tortilla because I always
Yeah, that actually is. No, it depends on.
goof around.
Mango bongo.
More tortillas for our hot dogs.
It is hot chili.
Okay, we didn't have to do it too hot either. And again, for the chili, you're not making it hot. You're not cooking it. You're just warming it so that it spreads a lot easier is all you're doing for the chili. So we do have our chili prepared. I love chili. And like I said, you could make your own chili if you like that and you want more natural. But again, this is simple.
And also we like canned chili.
Which simple means going to the store, getting things already made, and just adding them to something else. Because who has time to make homemade chili or to make homemade tortillas, even though I have before in the past, or any of those homemade stuff? If you have time, go for it. But this is simple. So we're using stuff like this. Okay, then as you get the roll of hot dogs done, you want to go on the side and fill it up. Okay, just like this one. The next one will be right beside it. So you want to fill it up as much as you can so you don't have a whole lot of room in your pan. Okay, tortillas should be done. Hopefully they're not as hot.
Good luck.
They're still steaming. Okay, they're hot.
What's that over there? I'm gonna. You know what I want to do at some point?
Do a jig?
No.
What do you want to do?
Cook with Jerry Lewis.
Cook with Jerry Lewis? He's dead.
I know he's dead, but like if he was still alive, you know?
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be fun.
Oh, we only have one more left.
We might go to me. That's what quesadillas are good for.
No, oh, yeah. Tortillas you can use for anything. Even
Cinnamon and sugar roll-ups.
well, you can either. We've even used them for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because we ran out of bread. Okay, so we're all done with that. Okay, so next you're gonna take your chili and just pour your chili over your roll-ups. We're not gonna use that yet, though. You can open it.
I'm opening it.
Okay. And like I said, that was the large can. You want
40 ounces.
Or you can use small cans, but you'll have to get,
More.
I think, about 4 of them.
Unless you're making a smaller bread, then you know.
Well, then, yeah.
See, I bought one can's about the right size for 9x13.
Okay, so just spread it so it's even all over the place. Okay,
That's kind of plastic.
just like this.
Voila.
Doesn't that look good so far? Simple, but it looks yummy. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to put it in the oven. And you are going to, we're going to put foil over it. Okay, so if you want to get the foil out.
Yep.
Put it in the oven at 350. And you will put it in there for, see, I just look at things. I don't, yeah, I just
Because
look when they're done.
basically, like the hot dogs are basically mostly cooked already, so I would say about 2.
Tortilla's about done. Well, I would say about 20 minutes. And it depends on your oven. Everybody's oven's different. Some is hotter, some is colder. Ours is a little bit hotter. So at about 15 minutes, look at it and see how it's doing. It should look a little bit different. It should be cooked. And you can tell, because we're putting foil, you are loud. Because we're putting foil over it, it's not going to dry out the beans. If you did not have foil over it, it would dry out the beans as it's cooking.
Because as it cooks, the water droplets as condensated. That's not a word. Whatever.
Condensation?
No, not condensation. Like it
Oh.
already did. It's like condensate. Edie, whatever.
Look at her trying to be smart, and it's not working.
Okay, now I thank you very much. I've gotten an A in science, so I just don't know what the word is. Anyways, but then it just goes back down. It's like a little water cycle.
Okay, whatever. So we're going to put this in the oven.
I'm smart.
For about 20 minutes for 350 at 350 degrees. Okay, then after we are done, what we're going to do is we're going to check on it. We are going to then spread cheese on top. We're going to leave it uncovered and let the cheese melt for about 10 minutes, and then it's time to eat. Okay, so we are going to do our magic. We're going to cook that, and we will come back a little bit later to show you how it looks before we put the cheese on.
That's pretty cool.
So, okay. Go cook your stuff and come back in 20
Watch
minutes.
some YouTube videos.
Make sure they're ours, though. Hi, everyone. We are back. Yeah, we noticed that it takes like 25-30 minutes. Like I said, you be the judge. So we're going to pull out, Alice just going to pull out the dish, the Goblin Goodfranks. Don't look at our oven. It's filthy. We still have to clean it.
Well, if you
have
highlight it, then people are going to see it more, so.
A simple kitchen. Simple. Okay, so go ahead and take off your foil. Make sure whenever you're taking off foil, go away from you because of the steam. Otherwise, you can get burned.
Ooh, this long one.
Okay, so now we're going to spread. Ow. Somehow, my wrist. Our cheese all over. And it's
Nice
up
and
to
heavily.
you can have, but it's up to you on how much you want to use. You know, some people like a lot of cheese, some don't.
And if they don't like a lot of cheese, make sure that they're not your friend.
Yeah, don't invite them for dinner ever again if they don't like a lot of cheese. Because you only want friends that like a lot. Or you can do the opposite. Invite friends that don't like a lot of cheese, then they won't eat your food, and it's all for you then. You don't have to share. What about that?
That would work.
I think it would work.
Awkward dinner conversation.
Well, no, because they'll go home. Because they don't like your meal, and so they'll make an excuse to go home.
Those are awkward.
How do you know? You've never had a first date.
That's what you think.
But they are awkward.
Oh, I can just imagine, you know?
Yeah, and like I sample it yourself. Make sure it's good cheese. Okay, I like a lot of cheese on mine. Except for even though cheese is expensive nowadays, a lot of times I don't put this much. Okay, so what you want to...
Happiness is expensive, but you still search it out.
Yeah, that was so good.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, from a teeny bopper. So what you want to do is you want to put this back in the oven. You do not want to put the foil back on because you want the cheese to melt. Put it in for about, I would say 10 to 15 minutes.
Just
so
for
it melts, and then it should be done.
Pardon?
We're back. It's been time to look at what we have. I know it didn't come out right.
It's time to look at what happened, shall we say.
We don't edit our videos. We leave it all in there for your entertainment and ours. Okay.
Make sure you don't get your button.
Ooh, that looks good.
Behold.
Hot, bubbly, melty cheese. So, this is what you have. You have Goblin Goodfranks. Again, we have our tortillas, corn tortillas, white corn tortillas, unless you want others. We have our hot dogs, we have our chili, we have our cheese. And that's it. That's how simple it is. So, we're going to show you and do a taste test. Like I said, I love Goblin Goodfranks. So yummy. Doesn't that look good? Nice piping hot.
So yeah, you got your little bean.
Got your little what? Bean? You need a bean? Like I said, sometimes around the edges they'll crisp up. And that's one thing I always like, is when it does. Now it's piping hot, so do be careful. Does not sound be duteous.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. It's really hot since it just came out of the oven.
Don't say, I never knew that ovens make things hot.
Is it hot? Yeah, she's practicing for an eating challenge. And it's called Put Hot Things in Your Mouth, Bite Once or Twice, and Swallow. Can't believe you did that.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't hurt that much once it reaches like past your throat. It's a gift.
And I'm still trying to get my first one down.
Living with two brothers. Yeah, it has its effects on you.
I love, one thing I like is using, like I said, that white tortilla, because it's nice and soft. Ooh. It does not hurt just going down. It hurts the whole time. I thought it was cool enough, but no, it's warm going down. But yeah, I don't know how it would be with the yellow corn. Like I said, we've never had it that
Yellow
way.
corn is a little crunchier and harder.
This is a lot softer. And this is what I like. So, need some water?
Yeah, because my back's burning right now.
Oh.
I don't get brain freezes, I get back freezes.
That was really good. I haven't had this for quite a while. And that was really, really good. Like I said, it's so simple. Kids would love it. Yeah, if you want them to eat dinner, fix this. So, next week, I think what we'll do, we can always change it up, but I think what we're going to do is something called Teuton spaghetti. And you can use your imagination on why it's called that. And it's really, when I was growing up, again, this is one of my childhood comfort foods that my mom would make. And when we grew up, for some reason, I don't know why I could never pronounce it, but it was always called chili-getty, is what it did. But when the kids came along, we decided to change the name, and so they got to choose what we should call it, and they decided to call it Teuton spaghetti because
We got beans in it.
it has beans in it, and
Yeah.
so it's that musical instrument there. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do next week, is show you how to make Teuton spaghetti with just, again, a little bit of ingredients. Very simple, very quick, and very tasty. So until then, we shall see you next week. Have a great week, and enjoy your Goblin Goodfranks.
Bye.
Don't get the camera all dirty.
And why using my pinky?